this is the area that we mainly focus on. As you can see, various Japanese automotive plants are in place in those areas. So our focuses right now are in these areas. And then occasionally some other states and some cities need our help to locate expats' family homes, and we can still help in other areas as well. So right now, this is our organizational chart. We have a back office function with Tokyo office and Columbus office. We have broker and realtors in each area. And we have expat consultants and move-in, move-out people assigned. And also we have repair and payment person. Currently, we're training 2 more employees residing in Michigan. So the Michigan will be more with stuff coming in. So now we are going to talk about winning the game of capitalism, getting out of the rat race by building assets and pass them tax-free over to your next generation. 4. So since the last one, we started to talk about actual property that I invested in and what we went through with the property. So you can take it as a case study and you can see your future if you haven't bought the property yet, or you already own properties, you can compare with what you have. So Akiko Miyamoto, I'm a real estate investor and also a founder of Nihongo-de-USA. I moved to Columbus, Ohio from Tokyo in 2010. I became a licensed realtor in 2011 and started this scheme of putting a business model of matching Japanese expats families' rental home needs and investor or landlords' long-term tenants needs together. I also invested in more than 15 homes. I currently own 13 of them. So you can see that I started off in Ohio, Dublin area, where Japanese expats in this area live, to as companies and expats start hearing our operation, they started to contact us from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Madison, Alabama, Elizabethtown in Kentucky, and other areas, West Lafayette, Indiana. So I was always the first guinea pig unless our client wants to be the guinea pig. Our client comes first. If client wants to invest in the property that we have an opportunity, then they come first. But not so many investors want to be the first one to purchase in the first area. So I became the first one to invest in each area. And you will see in the next several months that I'll start talking about Fort Wayne property, Madison property, Elizabethtown property, West Lafayette property. And you'll see that even though that was a trial and might have been risky, every single one of them is going through a very successful process. So today, I would like to talk about my number 2 property, which was in Dublin City, Dublin, Ohio. And this was a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 2-car garage built in 1989 and 1,248 square feet. It is a rather smaller house back then, but at this time, there was such shortage of rental homes, and Honda was sending so many expats families in this year, 2012, 2013, 2014. So when this expats family or expat approached us, I showed some homes, and this was the house he chose to move into. The purchase price was $169,500. Property tax was $4,710. We financed $127,125 at 5.95%. monthly PITI, principal, interest, property tax, and insurance payment came to 1,210. We put down 25% down payment plus closing cost. That came to total of $43,375. Down the road, we refinanced this property twice, and I'll cover that in detail in the history. So the motivation to buy this home was that Honda Expat agreed to lease this house for $1,800 a month on closing. So the minimal down payment for investment property is 20%, but rather we put down 25% because we wanted to have a better cash flow. This was investment number 2. We still wanted to have more cushion or comfort of having more cash flow each month. So cash flow driven, we put 25% down. So this tenant moved in, or we closed this property on September 26th of 2013. And this was fairly in good shape, and tenant didn't want anything done to move in. So we did a carpet and house cleaning. And September 30th, after carpet dried out, the tenant, first Honda tenant, moved in. He only stayed 4 months because we decided to replace him. This was not a brand new home, but he complained about small details about how everything was. And we thought he might become a headache in the future. After we explained, this is not a brand new home, so there are some things that might not be perfect, but as long as it's a livable, safe, and sound house, we do not plan to put so much money into making it into a perfect home. So he okayed us to start showing this house for another expat family. So we were able to identify another family, and the second Honda expat family moved in February 1st. In reality, he might have been complaining, or he was making sure that everything is all right for his family's arrival, because when his wife arrived and she looked at this house, she said she wanted to move into this house. So he asked us if he can continue to move in. I had to tell him, sorry, I told you that we're replacing you because you're not very comfortable or happy with this property. And we already had another lease agreement signed up for February 1st move in. So he luckily was able to identify another house to move in. So he did. I thought that was a very weird exchange. So I wasn't sure how our relationship was. But down the road, I think it was a year after he moved out our house, I bumped into him Saturday Japanese school. And we like said hello to each other. And he actually introduced us to other Honda expats families who were moving into the area. So I don't think he was very unhappy with us. So I'm glad that worked out that way. In any case, February 1st, a second Honda expat tenant moved in for $1,800. And then later, this family lived for 54 months. That's a typical length of duration of Honda family to live in one house because Honda has a union that states that expat family has to be brought back to Japan within the 60 months. So when you capture a Honda expat in the beginning of their assignment, 54 months, unless something happens in their jobs or their assignment was shorter from the beginning, this is the typical length of stay or lease agreement you're going to enjoy. December 19th, 2014, Around this time, the interest rate started to go down. So when we purchased, it was 5.95%, but we were able to refinance to 4.63%. As a result, our monthly payment of 1,210 became down to 1,143. Originally, this house had a cash flow of 410 each month. Now it grew to $477. First refinance to grow cash flow. That was our experience. And then 2017, January 1st, we were renewing the lease agreement for the second Honda Expat tenant. We raised our rent from $1,800 to $1,900, and cash flow grew again from $477 to $577. So the lesson, the cash flow can grow from either refinancing or rent increase. So lesson to learn is that if you can place a tenant, capture the property, you will see how much the property value goes up. This house right now, we can sell it for $365,000. And when you look at the price and you look at this price that I paid for, see, I'm a little too late to enter into this market. That is not true. Intel is coming to town. By 2039, 8 factories would open up of Intel's here. And Intel is not the only company who opens up factories here. When Intel comes, other suppliers come. So we were about to double the current price again. So the time to buy is now. You're welcome to look back on how cheap the property was, but you can't go back in time to capture the property. Instead, the lesson here is that, back then, 2013, I thought this house, I wished I paid for 10 years ago before that too, right? The lesson is, if you can capture a tenant into the house, and with the adjustment of down payment, if you can show a cash flow, capture it. Because you can always grow cash flow later over the years. By refinancing, right now, interest rate is high. There will be the time the interest rate will be low again. That time you refinance to grow the cash flow, or you're going through inflation. The rent price is going up crazy too. You can always get more cash flow. That's something you grow. So capture a property when you can place a tenant. There isn't such a great value house if you cannot capture a property. So a lot of people look for a house that is needing a lot of capital investment to have innovation. Great. If you have that much cash in hand and you can wait for 3 months for renovation without any income coming in, if you're that matured investor, of course, buy that at the great price of the property. But what if this $365,000 same house was on the market today for $200,000, but you have to sink in $150,000, and that $150,000 renovation takes 3 months, then you have no income. You have $200,000 maybe financed, and you have to make a monthly payment while you're not having an income, plus $150,000 to renovate the house. If you're lucky, then you get the income starting on the 4th month. That's a lot of capital that you're putting in from But if you're new to this, I would recommend you start something like this. You capture and move-in ready conditions, so you have a tenant month one. Typically, when you finance and buy a house, your first payment comes on the second month. So, for example, this one I closed on September 26th. The first mortgage payment was due not in October next month, but November 1st. And look, I had a tenant moved in September 30th. So before my first mortgage payment, I had $1,800 as a security deposit, another first month rent of $1,800. So we have $3,600 before we had to make our first payment of $1,210. So this is how safe it is for you to invest when this is the first time investment property. Now move back on to the history. So after refinancing and then we got rent increase, this tenant lived through August 15th of 2018. This tenant returned to Japan and moved out. So we've gained quite a bit of cash over the course of the years, and we decided to do the renovation work. I'll just show you how it looked like. So when the tenant moved out, the left side was how the kitchen looked like. And we decided to spend $14,000 to make the kitchen look like on the right side. Which house do you prefer to live in? No brainer. When you have a chance and tenant move out and you have some cash to invest in, I always put the money in because of course I can keep the house for $1,800 and keep the condition of the house on the left side, or I can spend $14,000 and then make it into the right side. And how quickly you can get the next tenant is the key to the return of the property investment. So after $14,000 and 6 weeks later, we got next tenant. So it took 6 weeks. So it was done in end of September. And when we did this renovation, actually this tenant has 3 boys and mom was cooking fried food every day, it seems like. So the kitchen had a lot of greases, not just it was outdated look, but it was greasy. So we asked tenant portion share of the repair as well. And tenant gave up $1,800 security deposit and paid $3,000 extra. There are a few things broken and they asked us not to fix it until they move out. So we provided the itemized things of what was tenant responsibility, and we received 4,800 out of 14,000. That was very good. October 11th, upon completion of renovation work, third tenant, Honda supplier Expat, moved in for $2,000. So we were able to raise the rent with the renovation, and our cash flow grew again from 577 to 677. They lived for 25 months. Tenant returned to Japan and moved out. Renovation work, we decided to do this time full bath renovation, painted brown hand railing to white, and cut down an overgrown front tree because that was creating the house inside the house a little darker. So we wanted to bring back in the natural light into the house. That took us 3 weeks and cost $8,450. February 8th, 2021, fourth Honda Expat tenant moved in for 1,900. This was during the COVID, so his budget was 2,000 as a family. However, because he had to move in alone, he was receiving less housing allowance. So he asked that his family won't catch up with him for 1 year. So therefore, he is paying out of pocket, but he wanted to move into the family house right away. And so therefore, we agreed to give him $100 break. So we negotiated first 12 months for 1,900, second year on for 2,000. And then during the COVID, you might remember, you might benefit from it, the interest rate really dropped. So we refinanced this property, and 4.63% dropped down to 3.75%. It's like a dream price. So monthly payment became from $1,143 to $1,022. Again, cash flow grew from $677 to $798. February 1st, 2022, as we promised, we increased the rent from $1,900 to $2,000. Cash flow again grew from $798 to $898. January 1st, 2024, we are planning to increase the rent to the market price. This same tenant still living in the house, and I am sure he continues to live unless he is returned to Japan for his work assignment. But we're planning to bring the market price of 2,300. So at that time, cash flow will grow from $898 to $1,198. You can see it's quite powerful. If you receive a rent of 2,300 and $1,198 becomes your cash flow, this becomes quite a cash cow. And this is how you grow the example of you're growing the cash flow. So the price that you capture the house is higher than $169,500. Do not pay attention to that. Rather, you try to manage PITI monthly payment below of your expected rent. So that way you have a cash flow from the beginning. And over the course of the years, you can grow cash flow. Also, because of the property value has gone up, and also the interest rate is high, you probably do not show cash flow with 20 or 25%. The last house we bought in Tower Hill, we had to put down 35%. That is okay because 35% down payment creates the cash flow. And when the interest rate drops, we intend to refinance, and you can refi up to 75% value of the property. So even if you put down 35%, you can get that cash out of the extra money you put down when the interest rate drops. So that's the key that you can learn from this property. So I showed you earlier, we sunk in $14,000 to make the property looks like this. And then we also renovated the full bath. The areas you really gain is kitchen and bathrooms. So the property still looks like this. And if you somehow want to capture the high property value, if I'm retiring, I want to get the cash, then you don't have to spend so much money and you can put it up on the market. And you also have this picture to live in your house. And that's why we ask you and advise you to do the property upgrade as tenants moves out with the cash you gain from income gain. So your property value keeps going up. So we bought this property 2016 in September for $169,500. In today's market, we can sell this house for $365,000. So the capital gain, I will just summarize it. And I had this property back in December 2021. I did the summary of the capital gain and income gain and all together. So I just kept that. And then in comparison, in this, how many months? 12, 18 months, you can compare the gains. Back in December 2021, the capital gain portion was property value back then in December 2021 was $299,000. At that time, loan balance was $105,780. So the equity was $193,222. What I put down is the closing cost and 25% of the down payment. So $41,309 grew to be $193,220. That's the capital gain portion. Income gain portion. The total rent collected back in December 21st was $179,179. And my mortgage total payment was $113,557. And I spent other expenses like some of the upgrades, and also there were some repairs. And in between, the tenant move in, move out, the owner pays utility bills that came to $39,094. So the cash flow was $179,179 minus the mortgage payment minus expenses. Cash flow came to $26,527. How much I invested was $41,309. So my return was 64%. So capital gain was $151,000. Oh, it's more. The capital gain was $193,220, plus cash flow income gain was $26,527, and the total is actually more. Sorry, the numbers were wrong. And I'll do 193,220 plus 26,527 equal. This is 242, 242, 247, 247. And return will be probably different. So I gained 242,247 divided by 41,309 is 586%. So as you can see, the income gain is not very much when you capture a property, high-end property that continues to give you a high-end tenant. But you can see I hardly ever have any vacancies. And of course, I can gain more cash flow by not spending so much money into the property. But again, if I didn't spend that $14,000 in kitchen renovation and another $8,450 in bathroom renovation, I wouldn't be realizing the property value of today's $365,000. So as of today, June 2023, the same invested money became $365,000. The loan balance is $106,219. It didn't go down because I refinanced. But it doesn't matter as long as I'm creating the cash flow and also property value is going up, and I can borrow the money again if I want to, up to 75% of the property value. So I am not worried about paying down the loan balance, so to speak, but I'd rather want to teach my children that they can continue to run this property. So today's equity is property value minus loan balance. That's 258,781, and return is 626%. Look at the income gain portion. The total rent is 212,200, and total mortgage payment is 129,533, and other expenses $39,373.50. Cash flow came to $43,293.50. So compared to December 21st, I have better cash flow income gain return, because after we did the renovation of 8,450, we haven't had so much repair at all. So therefore, immediately after the renovation, of course, cash flow suffers. But if you do enough renovation, then when tenant is living in there, when repairs do not happen, the cash flow gains. So cash flow income gain go up and down, but what is most important is with the single family home investment is the fact that property value keeps going up, in my opinion. So the capital gain is $258,781, plus income gain $43,293.50, total $302,074.50, invested $41,309, so the return is 731%. Do you have any questions to this presentation? If you do, I'm more than happy to answer any of the questions you may have. So this was property 2, and each property experiences different episodes. So I'll continue to bring up a property by property each month and talk about the lessons we learned through that. And I hope as we learned, you are learning those lessons in advance. So if there was mistakes that you can prevent, please do so. If there's some lessons you can learn from my own experience, please take advantage of that. So Nihongo-de-USA investment opportunity areas has been expanding. As I said, there are some spot areas happen, but mostly we're working in Columbus, Ohio area. Now Chris Wells joined us in Cleveland. So we're going to have Cleveland area under our opportunity area, and Indiana, Columbus, West Lafayette, Fort Wayne. Dow is covering Indiana, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and we can cover more areas in Kentucky because Toyota and Toyota suppliers and Honda suppliers locate themselves between Northern Kentucky and Southern Ohio. So David McCoy is here with us. He is covering the Kentucky area. In Alabama, we have Huntsville, Madison area for Mazda Toyota manufacturing. In Birmingham area is Honda. We just received an inquiry from a Japan American Society of Birmingham, Alabama, because people are having so much difficult time looking for rental housing. They receive a lot of inquiries and they found us on the website. So Miki is talking with them, and they are going to refer all those inquiries coming in to us. So we'll help them find more homes in Birmingham area. That's exciting. Now let's talk about housing market. This is Dublin City School. That's where most Japanese expat families move into. Dublin is the second dense population of Japanese live in the Midwest. Number one area is Novi, Michigan. And our realtor, Kenta, is with us, and he is the one who takes care of the Novi area. He will share the Novi housing market, but I will cover the Dublin City School District. So this is the most recent statistics we have in this area in April. Comparison to 2022, only 73 houses closed. So last year we had 119, this year 73 in the month of April. Year to date, last year we had 327 housing closings, this year 250. So much drop. It's continued to be this way. It's because of this. A lot of people want to take advantage of this great housing market, but they bought this house long time ago or at refinanced, say during the COVID, and your rate is 3%, 3.5%. The house you can sell and you can profit a lot, but you still have to live somewhere. Unless you're going out of the country or somewhere cheaper than Columbus, you still have to purchase and at the higher interest rate. That's why people are hesitant to their homes, and therefore, ironically, the housing price continues because just like I said, more and more people moving from coast to Midwest inland because we're creating many job opportunities in this area. And so therefore, people coming in from LA and look at our houses. Now to us, Dublin area, the median sale price to be $485,000 is crazy price. But if you're coming from California, oh my goodness, this size house only for $485,000, bargain. It might be just half or 1/3 of the price they expect from where they are from. So therefore, unfortunately, because of the lack of the inventory and also lack of new built homes coming up in this area, the price continues to rise. And average price per square foot is now $231. And percentage of original list price receives is 103% for, meaning you can see still multiple offer situation is happening because if it's receiving higher than 100%, that's what it means. Days on market until sale. This is kind of helping. It used to be 8 days. Last year, now it's 19 days. It's because that some of the sloppy listings started to happen. When people see the high price, they think any house can sell at the high price. That's not true. Price of the house comes with the condition of the house. So therefore, if you do not do any of the renovations equivalent to your housing development, you're not receiving the same high price. As a result, property sits, and that's why in comparison to last year, it's 19 days. New listings, it's not helping either. Last year, we had 131 houses. So April, we received only 97 new homes came to the market. It's 6% less. Median list price of new listing has gone up from 485,000 to 550, and median list price at time of sale, so going up for 464.9 to 480. Inventory home for sale, 66. April 80. So even though less houses coming up, there are more inventories than last year. It's because there are sloppy, high price listings sneaking into the market. which is a great news to investors like us. I'll introduce a few homes that's overlisted of our own listing. So if you want to capture some of the houses without multiple offer situation, there are great opportunities right now in Dublin City, and please stick around and listen to those opportunities and houses. Okay, now Madison, Miki. Next, Madison area, Natsuki is the realtor who covers the Madison area. She is unfortunately not here today, so Miki will introduce the housing update in Madison.
Thank you, Akiko. Yes, I will introduce Madison's market update today. And this information is about March. And new listing this year, in March, we had 168, which is 4% less than last year. And pending sales this year, 161, which is 1.3% plus from last year. Closed sale, we had 134, which is less 24.7%. And days on market until sale is 44 days compared to last year, 8 days. So we will have more people who is using mortgage to buy there this year. And median sales price in March this year, $367,000, which is 0.4% more than last year. So seems like the market price, the sales price is gradually growing. And average sales price is $390,022, which is less 5.9%. And percent of list price received is 99.5% this year, which is less 2.7% of last year. Inventory of homes for sale is 277 this year, which is almost double, which is 76.4% of last year. And month supplies of inventory is 2.1, which is plus 133.3%.
Thank you, Nikki. So this is great news. Columbus, Dublin area, the price hasn't adjusted yet. It's still going up, but look at Madison. It is in the process of adjustment. So the days of market has grown from 8 days to 44 days. And percent of list price receipts is 99.5%, meaning not every house is multiple offer situation, right? The houses are receiving less than list price. And inventory of homes for sale growing, great news. So there are more opportunities. Now is the time to buy in Madison. Thank you. Now let's go to Novi, Michigan. Kenta, would you take over?
Hi everyone, my name is Kenta. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Hopefully. Yes, great. So my name is Kenta. I'm a realtor over in Novi, Michigan. And similar to the Dublin area, Novi is experiencing a lower inventory. You'll notice a similar trend with new listings. Going a year back from last month, we had 114 new listings, but this year we only had 63 new listings in the month of May, which is a decrease of 44.7%. That correlates to pending sales decreasing from 89 to 58 pending sales, which is a decrease for 34.8%. And that results in closed sales decreasing from 81 to 47 units, which is a 42% decrease. And also similar to Dublin, the days on market is also very quick. You'll notice last year was only 10 days, which is short enough as it is. This year, it was only 8 days on the market. And the median sale price has been decreasing a little bit from $455,000 last year to $425,000 this year, May of this year. There's 6.6% decrease, and the average sale price went from $502,490 to $456,424, which is a 9.2% decrease. And percent of list price received decreased from 104.1% to 102.9%, which is a 1.2% decrease. And like I mentioned before, the inventory of homes for sale has been steadily decreasing, which is 98 homes for sale last year to 45 units, which is a 54.1% decrease. The month supply of inventory went down from 1.2 months to 0.8 months, which is a 33.3% decrease. So you'll notice, similar to Dublin, inventory is going down, and new listings have also been going down.
Thank you, Kenta.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's very difficult to buy in Novi, Michigan right now. And is this Novi City or Novi City's school district?
All of Novi. There are certain areas that has the Novi address, but is considered, for example, Farmington Hills School District. But I'd say, if not over 90% of this information here is Novi School District.
I see. So Novi is a doubling of Michigan, and Novi has a greater Japanese population. And Kenta told me that there is a new built townhouse that we'll be able to capture. So in this market, you can see if you identify your investment property, it's likely you have to win in a multiple offer situation. That might be little difficult when you try to capture the property at sudden return. Instead, you have an opportunity to build or buy something being built as a new townhouse. And Kenta, next month, would you bring a specific property, maybe with return? So anybody who's interested in Michigan investment be able to actually see the property, and that'd be great.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, now let's move on to Indiana. Dao, would you take it over from here?
Thank you, Akiko. So everybody can listen to me, can hear me okay?
Yes.
So in Indiana, let me expand my. So in Indiana, what is the first one that you have? So we have right now in Indiana, we have 3 towns that I would like to present, because all of them are very. Thank you, Akiko. All of them are very attract to the expat. The first one, hold on a second, I cannot expand my screen.
It's Hamilton County.
Okay, yeah, for Hamilton County, so we have Honda, and we have another company that so Hamilton is very close to Indianapolis area, and but the Hamilton has a very good school, so a lot of expats would love to live there. As you can see, you know, I mean, I think you understand the market of our country now, that we have less inventory, you know, from, as you can see, the new listing, we have decreased 6.5%, you know, and then the sales, it decreased by 6.1%. You know, the median price, as you can see, because we have low inventory, so the price has gone up, because if you want to buy it, you know, sometimes you still have to compete with a lot of people that they want to buy. And also this area is such a good area, especially for family. So recent median price has gone up to $410,000. Right now, if you want to invest, I mean, we are trying to focus on either condos, you know, or townhome that is more affordable. So yeah, thank you. So now we are moving to, okay, Eckhart County. So the town that in Eckhart County is called Goshen. And Goshen has a lot of good factories and good companies over there. It's such a small town, and the price is very reasonable over there. So as you can see, you know, the new listing has gone down for like 17.3%. The sales has gone down by 12.9%, and the median price is, you know, it's so about $198,000. So the price at this area is very, very, very affordable. But the rent price, luckily, that is still very, very good. Like if you invest about $250,000 for a house, you can rent for like $1,800. So it's very, very good. And we have a company that looking to buy in this, I'm sorry, a company from Japan that, Japanese company that looking to rent at this area right now. So if you're interested, let me know.
Thank you. And one more here.
Yeah, so this is a very, very good area. It's such a desirable area. It's Tippecanoe County, or we call it as West Lafayette and West Lafayette area. So the new listing, you know, is decreased by 12.9%, because this area, it's a lot of investors in this area. Sales, it decreased by 27.4%. Not many people want to sell in this area because it's the area that you can make a lot of money. The median price, sold price, is about $232,000. So hold on one second. So this area, we have Purdue University, we have Subaru, and we have GE that they are invest about $7 million for the company, and we have Caterpillar in there. We have a lot of companies in. It's such a very, very good area to invest. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dao. Yes, so one of the houses that we captured in Fleming, West Lafayette, is in this county, right, Dao?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you. Maybe I will talk about two properties later in Indiana, and you can join and explain the area again, and then we can talk about that if you're interested in capturing this opportunity to have the Japanese companies. And it will be a good, they said they'll write 5 to 10-year lease agreement. So this Japanese company called Nishikawa has 4 locations, one in Michigan, 2 in West Lafayette, and 1 in another Topeka, Indiana. And this Goshen town is the central location among those 4 areas. So expats are coming to those locations from every direction, and they need a place to stay. So they want us to identify a 3-bedroom house, and then expats travel to each area and live or stay in that apartment. So they're asking us to property manage, and so you'll have us as a property manager. So I'll talk about that probably now. The first one here, the Hillcrest Drive, Goshen, Indiana. So it's for sale for $245,000. I'm not sure this one is still for sale, but this is the price range, and Nishikawa would be interested in leasing this house and will property manage. If you're interested in learning more about returns and interested in, virtually view that house or in-person viewing, we are happy to, or DAO is happy to arrange that. So go back to investment opportunities. Landlord wanted in Ohio and Alabama. Currently, Dublin has a tenant who is looking for a 2,300 rent 3-bedroom. And Washington Courthouse is somewhere that LG and Honda joint venture is building the EV battery plant. And they are hiring local people to move into this area to start the factory. At the same time, in 2024, expats from Japan, 10 of them and 50 of them from Korea are coming to this plant. So right now, the local associate is looking for 2 to 3-bedroom homes for $1,700 to $2,000. If you're interested in capturing, we have a local realtor, Jason, to work with. Please let us know. And also Madison School, Miki, do you want to explain this opportunity?
Yes. I could introduce you investment property under $300,000 last month, but seems like they are all gone. And now we have like early $300,000 home for sale. And this price range, you can still get cash flow when we place tenant. So this house is actually gone, but I will send you more information once we have potential investment properties.
Again, this is a new build opportunity, so you do not have to bid against other people. And Indiana, Michigan, Novi, Madison School in Alabama has new built homes. So if you are interested in building, we're happy to assist you with the identifying the property, and also after you go into contract with the builder, we'll start marketing your house so you will have a tenant at closing. So Hillcrest Drive, Goshen, we explained. Dao, would you like to explain to us the location and what kind of rent we can expect from this next house, 162 Harold Murphy Drive?
Yes. So this house so it listed for, both houses are no longer on the market anymore. Just want to let you know that everything that touched the market, it's gonna stay about 3 days maximum, and then it's gonna be gone. So this house for 162 Harold Murphy, you can rent it in the market for like $1,800. And then 430 Hillcrest Drive, you can rent it for about $1,700 to $1,800.
And this one, Goshen, we already have the corporate rent, and they agree to increase the rent each year for at least 3%. So that's something to consider as well.
Yes, and they also have an expat coming, I believe, June in July. So that's why we are actively looking for houses for them right now.
So if you are interested in capturing, this is the price range that you would like to invest your money into, please contact us. We will work with you specifically with the specific home and specific tenant to capture. So that way you have a tenant at closing. Instead of going through bidding war, you still have to do the bidding war against the other buyers, but we'll work with you hand in hand with the house and the tenant in mind. So these are the two homes that we have in Dublin City School. And because of the owners are in Japan and there is a company in between us to represent them, they're really not getting the most current information from us. So therefore, those are our listing homes, but currently overpriced. So they are sitting on the market. So time is coming for you to be able to capture these homes below market price. We have no problem placing tenant into these homes without much upgrade at all. If you want us to show the houses, we're happy to arrange that. And we can tell you how much rent we can ask for each of the house. So you will know how much cash flow you will have. And also we make an offer to these homes. We will write a condition that we'll be able to start marketing upon acceptance of the offer. So in 30 days while we're closing, we'll place you a tenant. The last one is an investment opportunity in Indiana. This one that David identified for us, and we're looking to have an investor purchase this 47-unit apartment building. Subaru is asking us to purchase and property manage because they have about 30 to 40 units apartment building they're renting locally. And they want us to do the process of moving in because all the expats families come into this country without social security numbers or card. And the process is after you have the home address, that's when you go apply for social security number. So therefore, even though those people have housing allowance, you never have any problem getting the rent from those people, they go through some difficult time to move into the house. So if our client owns this property and then we property manage, then we can have the special treatment. So that would be what they are asking for. And right now, the unit, 3-bedroom unit came out in the market and we wanted to go see it, but it quickly got a tenant. So fully occupied as the vacancy comes up, or if Subaru wants us to move more people in quicker, we may raise the rent to make more units available. As unit comes available, we'll move Subaru expats in, and that would realize the increase in income because their housing allowance is higher than the current market price rent here. And there is Caterpillar and other aluminum company in close proximity. And also Subaru is not going away anytime soon. So we are thinking or proposing that we parcel each unit out. So the exit plan will be turn this apartment building into a condo, and we'll run the HOA and would do property management. In the meantime, we'll sell each unit to individual smaller investors so you can realize a higher sales price. Is that good explanation, David?
Yeah, that's a very good explanation. It's one of those, the multifamily market has been a difficult one to find these things. And I think I may be speaking a little bit out of turn, but Subaru had been looking, I believe, for close to a year when we found this spot. So yeah, that's exactly right. It's one of those things that I think, especially if it gets the condo association, it allows you to have 46 units there instead of one, and that might be a very nice opportunity down the road.
Thank you, David. So how was today's meeting? I hope you enjoyed it. And I think it's nice to have all the realtors from each area join and tell us the housing market from each area. We continue to do that. We're going to have our staff members who are talking to the expats family talk about the traffic of the expats. So therefore, we can identify more investment opportunities. The next meeting is July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you can join us again. And thank you very much. And I'll see you next month.